Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a great week. Today is May 9th, 2025, and this is your Friday planning video. Now, we've spent a lot of Fridays talking about market movements, tax strategies, risk management, and estate plans. All really important. But today I want to take a step back and I want to talk about something even more foundational, something that touches every single aspect of your financial life, whether you realize it or not. And that is financial literacy. Now, I know what you might be thinking, financial literacy? I'm not looking for another homework assignment. Don't worry, this isn't about studying textbooks or passing a test. What I want to talk about today is why financial literacy is empowerment. It's the tool that turns confusion into clarity, that replaces fear with confidence, and that helps you stay calm and stay smart when the world around you feels chaotic. Because here's the truth, you don't need to know every technical detail of the markets to be a good investor. You don't need to predict interest rates or memorize the tax code to build wealth. What you do need is a basic understanding of how your money works. You need to understand enough so that when things get noisy, and they always will, you have a steady hand on the wheel. And if you're working with me, you already know I believe in making sure that you understand not just what we're doing, but why we're doing it. Because when you understand the plan, you're far less likely to panic when headlines turn scary. You're far less likely to second guess the process when markets get volatile, and you're far more likely to reach your goals calmly and consistently without getting thrown off course. Now let's get specific. When I say financial literacy, what do I really mean? It's not about memorizing stock prices. It's about understanding big ideas, like how compound interest works and why starting early matters so much, how inflation eats away at purchasing power and why investments need to grow over time, how taxes impact different types of accounts, and why asset location is just as important as asset selection, how diversification protects against concentrated risk, and even when it feels boring. When you have a working knowledge of these building blocks, you don't have to react to every piece of news. You can trust your plan because you understand the forces at play underneath it. And honestly, that's when investing becomes a lot less stressful. You stop obsessing over every market move. You stop jumping from one hot trend to another. You stop worrying about whether you're missing out and start focusing on your own path. Let's talk about another benefit of growing your financial literacy. You start asking better questions. When you understand the basics, you don't just sit back passively. You engage. You think critically. You start asking things like, how does this fit into my bigger goals? What's the risk if I make this change? How will this decision affect my taxes down the road? And asking better questions leads to making better decisions. It's one of the most powerful feedback loops that there is. Small steps in knowledge, better questions, smarter decisions, stronger outcomes. And it all starts with a simple commitment. Keep learning. Financial literacy isn't a destination, it's a journey, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't have to master everything at once. You just have to stay curious, stay engaged, keep building your fluency one step at a time. So let's make it practical. What's one thing you could do this weekend to boost your financial literacy? Here are a few easy ideas. You're doing one of them now. Watch these videos. Read an article on how Roth IRAs differ from traditional IRAs. Review your 401k statement and understand where your money's invested. Ask me a question about something you've always wondered but never quite understood. One small step. That's all it takes to move forward. I'll leave you with this. Financial literacy isn't about knowing everything. It's about having enough understanding to move through your financial life with intention. It's about recognizing that while you can't control the market and we can't predict every curveball life will throw, we can control how prepared we are. We can control how we respond. We can control how much we understand the levers in our financial lives. And that's what gives you power. That's what builds true confidence. As I spoke about last Friday, confidence in your plan is even more necessary with the market's volatility that we have these days. That's what makes financial planning not just a list of tasks, but a foundation for freedom. As always, if you want to dive deeper into anything we talked about today, if you want to build your financial knowledge further, or if you have questions about your plan, reach out. That's why I'm here. Have a great weekend and stay in touch.